Hey guys, it's Ryan with My Listing Club. In today's video, we're going to be going over how to fully customize the My Listing dashboard using Elementor. It's going to be kind of two parts to this guide. The first part is going to be how to add a custom WooCommerce endpoint to your My Listing site using nothing more than Elementor. And then the second half of the guide is taking it a step further and then fully customizing the My Listing dashboard using nothing but Elementor. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in this video, and I think once we're done here, you'll see just how simple this is. Once you follow this guide, it's what you get out of it for how easy it is some pretty awesome stuff in my opinion. Okay, so from the My Listing Club website, it's undergone some design changes in the last couple of months. So for some of you that may not have visited in a while, the resources are completely redone as far as how to search and filter. I'll just quickly show you that. So if you go up under menu here and resources, you can search and filter by everything that I've ever created for the club, asset wise, documentation, whatever. So for example, if you wanted to find this guide, you could just click on the guides checkbox there, and it's going to filter by all the guides. It's just as simple as that, and it's going to pull open the latest by date. So the newest guides are going to show up first. So this is the last guide that I've produced, and that's what we're going to be using today. So let's go ahead and click on that. And this is the guide we'll be working from. This guide is currently a premium level guide. So by that I mean it is only available for free to those that are under my listing care plan, that have purchased some support hours. I will make this available to both of those people, and as well as those obviously that have a club membership. Okay, so those are the three levels that can get access to this guide. All right, so I'm going to move this guide over to my other screen, and we're literally going to follow this guide from beginning to end. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get into it here. I've got a clean My Listing website. I've done nothing on this site other than install the theme, the child theme, and then these three plugins you see: WooCommerce, Elementor Pro, and Elementor. Okay, that's it. Nothing more. I haven't touched a single thing other than that. Looking at the front end, if you hover over the user account name in the header, this is what you're typically used to seeing out of the box with nothing done. This is the WooCommerce menu that's created by default, and once you go in there, you'll see what you're used to seeing with the stat boxes, your account information, and all of that stuff. So the first phase of this guide, what we're going to do is we're going to inject a custom page into this menu system. So we're going to continue to use this menu system. We're going to inject a page that you can fully build with Elementor. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into that. Let me get up to speed here in my guide. All right, so the very first thing you want to do is add the endpoint. So to do that, there's going to be a link in the guide, and it's going to give you a link to a code snippet. You can also get that code snippet free of charge. That's available to everybody, the public. But I'm going to go out and grab that. It's called the add a custom. I'll just bring it over here. It's this add a custom WooCommerce endpoint code snippet here. So we're just going to grab that code snippet, and I'm going to jump back over here on my site, and I'm actually going to add another plugin real quick. I should have done this before the video. I highly recommend WP Codebox if you haven't tried it for adding code snippets to your site. Yeah, he's not in the repository yet, so let me go ahead, and I apologize. I'm going to quickly pull that plugin down. Yeah, while I'm doing that, I'll just again, I've partnered with the gentleman behind this plugin. He's a great guy, has a great community. The plugin is just amazing. Especially if you have multiple websites, but even if you just have one, it's just really powerful, and there's a lot of really cool stuff coming in the future for it, and it's very inexpensive for what it is. It's just a one-time payment. I just highly recommend it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this installed now. Okay, so again, I've copied that code snippet. It is a PHP snippet, as the snippet will tell you what kind of snippet it is. So I'm going to just jump over here into WP Codebox. And it defaults to a PHP code snippet type. So I'm just go ahead and leave that. We're just going to give our snippet a name, call it WooCommerce Custom Endpoint. And you can put a description and all that stuff. All these other default settings are fine for this particular snippet. And we're just going to drop it. As soon as you click into this black box on the right, it's going to put your cursor right where it needs to be. And we're just going to paste that in, save, and enable that snippet. So let's quickly look at this snippet. What we're saying here in this top snippet is we're just adjusting the Woo navigation. Okay, we're building that navigation. And you'll see here, for the purposes of this guide and this video, we're going to inject a page named support. So what we're going to do is, with this page, is be able to offer videos, video training, FAQs, guides, whatever you can dream up to put in a support page for your directory. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're simply saying, after the payment methods endpoint and before the customer logout endpoint, or just the logout endpoint, we're gonna inject the support page at that location. Moving on down, this is just the snippet to register that endpoint, and this is the snippet portion that creates that endpoint. Okay, so done there. Let me jump back over to my guide, make sure I don't miss a step. All right, so with that snippet in place, we can jump over to Appearance and Menus. And if we expand WooCommerce endpoints, we now see the support page added right in there. So now if we go back to the front end of our site, let's refresh. Oh, another thing I want to do really quickly is change the permalink structure. Like I said, this is a brand new WordPress site. I haven't done anything else to it, but we need to change the permalink structure. So we're gonna use the post name, and let's refresh this again. There we go. That's better. Okay, so just like I showed you in the code snippet, we've injected support, and it's been injected in between payment methods and logout. So there it is. Pretty cool stuff. Let's go ahead and click on that. And we see up here that the URL structure stays within the WooCommerce MyListing menu structure. So if you click on my account, my listings, you see it stays in that same structure. So we know we're staying right within this system. So that's what's beautiful. But obviously we have a blank page, and that's what we're going to address next. Okay. So the next step that the guide outlines is how to design the endpoint. There's going to be a link in the guide. It's going to pull up a link to a template I made just for the purposes of this guide. And obviously, if you know how to build templates with Elementor, you can do it on your own. We're going to go ahead and just download the template I created. And now that that's pulled in, we're going to jump over. We're going to go to Templates. We're going to add a new one. Page, we'll call it Support. Another thing you can do is just import that in. So I assume you know how to start a new template. So let's go ahead and assume you know how to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and import this template in. All right, so now we've got our custom support template in there. And we just need to, at this point, make note. You'll see here in this short code column, it's going to give you the short code of your actual template. Okay. So now what we need to do is call up this template within this page that we created. Page in air quotes. Okay. So the next section of the guide is to call the Elementor template. So for that, I recommend you use an application for connecting through FTP or SFTP. And for that, I use the free program called FileZilla. And the reason why you really want to use an application versus, say, like a file manager plugin or editing the files directly from your WordPress dashboard is because if you make a syntax error or something along those lines, you could lock yourself out of your site and you could find yourself scrambling to get back in before your users notice that you've taken down your website. It's not a fun scenario. So I definitely recommend this app. It's super easy to use, which I'll show you right here. So I'm connected to this testing site, and we want to browse to public, WP content. This will all be in the guide as well, obviously. Themes. And like I said, the MyListing child theme has already been installed. There's a guide on the club website for how to get this child theme installed. Super easy stuff. But we want to have that in place so when MyListing updates, comes out with updates, you don't lose these changes. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into that folder, and we are going to create a file like so. And basically what that's doing is just saying, hey, my account, which is what we have here, and then we're going to call this support page endpoint. So we just basically created that endpoint, extended it further, allowing WooCommerce to get into this template that we're trying to call up. Okay, you don't need to concern yourself with the nerdy details and all that. Just the guide, just follow the guide or this video, and you'll be all set. Okay, so that is in place. The next thing we need to do, which the guide has in there, we're going to copy a snippet that I provide for you. We're going to edit that file. And we're going to drop in the shortcode that I provide. I'm going to go back here to the website. So here's our shortcode. We want to copy that shortcode. Or you can also just take note of the ID, which is 22, and we'll edit the code that I give you. We're gonna change the ID out for the one that's the one for your actual website and your actual template after it comes in. So 22, and we're gonna go ahead and just close this file and save it. And you'll notice here, FileZilla is gonna want to upload that updated file to your server. So we're going to go ahead and say yes. All right, now with that's done, we want to jump back over to our support page and we'll just refresh it. And there we go. And then this site, like I said, it has not been, as far as Elementor goes, there's nothing designed as far as global styling, colors or whatever. But if you had that in place, all of these colors would be set for you, and so on and so forth. But then you can just jump in. If you happen to use my template, you can just jump in here and design it however you want or tweak it however you want. Or if you're building your own from scratch, then obviously design it however you want. All right. Just as simple as that. Now, let's continue on to the second section of this guide. And here we're gonna custom build this entire thing. So everything you see here will be custom. Okay. So let me go back to my guide here and make sure I'm not missing a step. I could jump through all of this during this video and just knock it down, but I want to make sure I'm going step by step for you guys, just as you would be doing. Okay, so we need to go to our pages. You should have a My Account page. We're going to go ahead and edit this page. And the key to the My Account page is this short code here. that you see. WooCommerce _ my _ account. That's what makes everything pull up on the MyListing dashboard side of things. It's looking for that short code. We're going to go ahead and redesign this entire page. So let's just start by removing everything. So everything's gone. We'll go ahead and update that. Now we're starting from a blank slate. We're going to edit this page with Elementor. Now again, if you are following along with my guide, there's going to be a link to a template. I'm going to go ahead and pull that down over here. 1 second, please. All right, so that's up under templates. I could just do a search. There we go, templates. So the last one I did here, so here's the support page on the right, and then here's the custom dashboard. I'm just going to pull this down. And with the Elementor editing the my account page already pulled up, I'm just going to again import this template in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and insert that and apply the settings. Okay, so looking at this, this is all the custom stuff up here. I'm going to go ahead and update this. This is the custom section up here, and then down here you see, if we look at look through the Elementor Navigator on the right hand side here, you'll see the shortcode. And if we click on that, you see right here, that's that same shortcode that was in the My Account page before we even started. So what we're saying here is at the top, let's create all of this custom stuff, our custom links, whatever it is we want to add. And then at the bottom, we're going to add that shortcode back in there. And that's going to automatically populate this area down here at the bottom. Okay? So really cool stuff. So looking through the template, this video isn't supposed to be about the template overall, but I'll quickly run through it. Basically, this is just pulling in the user avatar. You can do this, not do this, totally up to you, but that's a dynamic pull in of their profile picture. And then here, we're saying to inject the user info. So I'm logged in as My Listing Club, so your users, your listing owners, whatever their name is, their account name, whatever, is going to pull up dynamically there. So that's pretty cool stuff. And then again, all of this stuff will automatically pull in your global colors and that sort of thing. But you can see, you can quickly edit this stuff however you want. We'll change the let's change the text. Change it to black. You can change the icon color. Change that to blue. You know, whatever you want. You know, if you've used Elementor, this stuff it's not hard. I just try to save you a bunch of time by doing it for you. You can do whatever you need there. So that's how that works. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Now let's look at the front end here. I'm going to refresh the page. So there we go. Just like that, we've got our custom section up here at the top. And then you'll also notice that the menu system is still in there. We're going to solve that in the next couple steps here. So looking back at the template, what you need to do is for the links, you need to grab the actual links for this stuff. So you can do that before you blow away the menu, but you'll also notice here that the menu is still there. So you can actually right click and copy those links to get the links that you need. So for example, let's just look at the list. You know, let's look at support. So we already know actually because that's up there, but let's just grab a different one. Let's say logout. Let's right click on that, copy link address. Then if you go into here to the logout call to action here, go to content and you just paste in that link. So it's just that easy. You just want to repeat all that for all of the menu items that you're going to have up here. Okay, those need to call the actual page that they need to call. So we'll go ahead and update that. Let's go ahead and do one more. Let's do orders. So I don't have orders in there, so you can create an orders endpoint. Let's do subscriptions. Okay, so that's already in there. And let's update that. Refresh. So now we see we're on the support page. We know that because it's also showing down here in the MyListing menu system support. Now if we click on subscriptions in this custom menu we made, you'll see it takes us right there to the subscriptions. I'm not signed in here, so that's fine. But that will take you if the person is logged in. Actually, that's trying to take me to a different page. So I need to make sure my link is correct here. So let's see, for subscriptions, I just need to get the domain name right. I had it on the old site that I was testing this all on. So let me refresh this. All right, let's try this again. So we're on the support page. We want to see our subscriptions. So let's click on that. There we go. But because we're not, this site isn't set up for subscriptions yet, that's not going to work. Let's go back and do one that we know will work. Let's copy this one, edit account. When you guys set this up on your site, it'll all be seamless. It's just because I'm working with 2 different domain names to do this video and a different website I was using to do the guide. So this will all just work for you once you copy and paste. All right, so let's go to account. There we go. So then you see down here, it's what you're used to seeing. You're going to get that exact endpoint down there. Okay. So the next step is we want to hide this menu because we don't want to show this. We're trying to build something completely custom. We don't need this menu. So the guide is going to provide you with a code snippet, some CSS, and let me quickly give me 1 second here. I'm just going to grab this code snippet. Bear with me. Okay, so we're going to grab this code snippet and drop this in. Again, we're going to use WP Codebox. I'm just going to go ahead and call it master CSS. And it's a CSS snippet. And we only need it to run on the front end. And just drop it in like so. Save. Enable the snippet. Now if we refresh our page, this menu should go away. Okay. And there we go. Just like that. Okay, so the next thing I want to do here is get rid of the headers. So, oh, it looks like it already got rid of it. Oh, because I'm on the other side. Let me stay within the links here. 1 second here. Let's go here and there we go. Okay, so out of the box, MyListing will show these headers depending on which endpoint you're on. We're saying this up here already. We don't need to keep saying the same, repeating this header. So I'm going to give you another code snippet in the guide, or you can just take it from this video. But I'm just going to drop this in, and it's going to get rid of those messages. MyListing calls them welcome messages. Okay, let's go back. We're going to refresh this page. There we go. So that's gone. Okay, so just like that, it looked a little more clunky than it really is in this video. Again, and I apologize. It's because I did the guide under the MyListing Sandbox site. I did this video under a completely different site because I wanted you guys to see how it looks, literally starting from scratch. So it'll be much more seamless for you guys when you set this up. And this will look much prettier out of the box for you guys because you'll already have your colors and everything set up. So really it is just that simple. So if I click the support button here, which should have a background color, this is how it looks. This is how the template looks, how I designed it. So this is what's possible. So now we're looking at the Sandbox site. This is where I worked on the guide and tested everything. Okay, so analytics. Sorry, I think this computer's on Wi-Fi, so it's just a little bit slower. But there you see the analytics down here, just as you're used to seeing. Everything works as normal. We're not changing anything. We're just changing the menu system basically at the top. But it's all the same stuff. Listings, same thing. Bookmarks, same thing. Subscriptions, same thing. Account, address, payment information. If they want to log out, if they click support, this is that custom support page that we made. There it is. Okay. I hope this excites you guys and gets your juices flowing as far as what you can do with this. The beauty of it is that it's not complex. You don't have to go out and spend any extra money to do this. It's all right there at your fingertips. You just got to do the work, and it's not much work at all. Especially if you follow the guide. I'm not even kidding. It's minutes to do this. It's not bad. I think that's about it. I think that's about all we need to cover. As all my templates, I try to be, everything's mobile responsive and set up, ready to go out of the box. But as always, if you notice that something's not, please point it to my attention and I'll fix it. And anyway, thanks a lot, guys, for listening, and I hope this helps. Thank you. Bye-bye.